Autoline Daily is brought to you by Borg Warner, feel good about driving. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion. And by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily, coming to you from the floor of the 2014 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. We've learned a number of things since we last reported to you yesterday. Here's some of what we've picked up. Jeep is predicting that its sales might hit 1 million units globally this year, if not this year, next year. Get this, in 2009, Jeep sold 276,000 vehicles globally. Last year, that grew to 731,000 units. An amazing amount of growth, but there's more coming. Because, of course, they are going to have a full year production of the new Cherokee, and coming later this year, there's going to be a new small, compact Jeep that will be built in Italy. Some people are even saying it might be called the Jeepster. Definitely is going to help Jeep sell more vehicles worldwide. Later on in the day, I ran into Mike Jackson, the CEO of AutoNation. He's not so bullish on 2014 as so many other people in the show are. Why? Because Mike says there's way too much inventory out in the field. Get this, at the end of December, there were 3.4 million vehicles in inventory. That's 413,000 more vehicles compared to the year earlier period, up 13.6%. What Mike Jackson is saying is watch out for a price war. Everybody's got very ambitious market share goals. They're building too many cars. He says there's a price war coming, and he says now we're going to learn if they've really learned their lessons of discipline. Okay, let's go back to the Ford F-150. You all know how aluminum intensive it is. I ran into Jim Farley last night. He told me Ford has essentially locked up all the inventory for rolled sheet of aluminum. So even if Ford's competitors want to compete against the F-150, it's going to take them years to get that level of aluminum in place that they can build those vehicles. And guess what? Ford's just coming out with the F-150. Chevy just introduced the Silverado. Usually a company will leave a truck platform in the market for 8 years. That means GM cannot respond to the Ford aluminum intensive F-150 for about 8 years. Chrysler about 7 years. Toyota about 6 years. Ford is literally years ahead of the competition in this. Other thing I just learned this morning, talking with Alan Mulally, Ford heavily disguised some of its aluminum intensive trucks and put them out in the field to test and see how aluminum does. They had them on construction sites. He even said they had them racing out in the Baja in off-road racing just to test out and see how this aluminum truck is going to hold up. He says, and guess what? There's no problem with aluminum. We'll see if that bears out. A couple of other interesting things real quickly here. Cadillac showed the ATS Coupe, beautifully proportioned car. Nissan's got a sports sedan on display here that some are saying could be the next Maxima sedan. And also check out the IDX concepts from Nissan, because very interesting. To me, it's kind of a retro design reminiscent of the old Datsun 510. Don't know if they're really going to go in that direction, but that's some of the latest coming from the floor of the Detroit Auto Show. Coming up right after the break, I'll let you know who's going to be on our webcast live this afternoon, thanks to our signature sponsor, Chrysler. We'll be back right after this.
Here's one of the great things about the all-around performance of our Dueler tires. Excellent traction.
Do you need a ladder?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
At Bridgestone, our passion for performance knows no bounds.
Later this afternoon, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have our second day of live coverage of the North American International Auto Show here in Detroit, brought to you by our signature sponsor, Chrysler. I hope you're ready, because once again, we're bringing you interviews with the show's biggest newsmakers. People like Dave Zukowski, the new CEO of Hyundai Motor America, Peter Schreier, the Global Design Director of Hyundai and Kia, as well as Tom Kearns from Kia, Mike Manley, the President and CEO of the Jeep brand, Bob Ferguson, the Senior VP of Cadillac, Tony Nicolosi, the President and CEO of Volvo North America, and Jim Lentz, the President and COO of Toyota North America. Remember, we'd love to get your questions for these executives and your comments too. You can do that via Twitter. Use the hashtag NAIASLive. And of course, all that's going to be at our website, Autoline.tv. Anyway, that wraps up today's report. Thank you for watching.